Bow. Bop, 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 bop. Okay. 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 Let's see. This just some music. Yeah. Wait. Oh. I knew something was up. Give me a second. Give me a second. There we go. it. What? It was just there. Huh. Oh well. Um. Anyways, welcome, 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 welcome. This is a a new series, and I am very nervous, as you can see. Oh, hi, Ferris. Uh, the, yeah. Basically, I'm just gonna read you a very. I'm pretty good. I'm nervous though. I'm very nervous. Thank you for asking. Yeah. I'm just gonna quote unquote read to you. There's the fairy tale, I guess, very near and dear to my heart. It's the first one in what I plan to be a fairly long-running series, I guess. So I'm nervous because this is a very indulgent series, I have to say. And well, I decided for the first one, I'm gonna use a story near and dear to my heart, and one that I basically know by heart now. I still have the Wikipedia page up just to be sure. Basically, mostly for translation purposes. Because oh boy, everything seems good. Oh, and don't worry about the death count thing. You'll see why it's there soon enough. Anyways, I'm just gonna. Oh, right. Just to well. You might see me a bit differently after I tell you this. That or either that or you're gonna go like, oh, so that's why she is the way she is. One of the two, you see. Just a warning ahead though, there's a lot of well, not a lot, but quite a bit of animal cruelty and just straight up murder. So yeah, be careful about that if you're sensitive to those stuff. Yeah, maybe this isn't the stream for you. Okay. Yeah, maybe German folklore is pretty close in the level of brutality. Okay. I'm perhaps. Oh right, I initially I wanted to make a draw an entire storybook for this, but but my digital pen is still broken, and I haven't had the time or the money to replace it. So maybe next time. Yeah, a lot of cannibalism in that one. I wonder what that reflects about the German culture. Anyways, um, is it, where's wait. I'm gonna change the BGM to something. Yeah, this will do. Wait, no. That's too happy for this. This maybe. Yeah, this is a bit better. Okay. Once upon a time, there was a girl named Tấm, which actually means broken rice in Vietnamese, which is a delicacy actually. Um, she was loved by her mother and father, but unfortunately, her mother passed away, and her father remarried and had a child with her stepmother. The father then passed away too, leaving her with her stepmother and her half sister, whose name is Cám, which is, let me just check this, rice bran, but it's also the kind of means pig feed colloquially. So yeah, her stepmother and oh wait, I already forgot. Anyways, her stepmother and her half sister were very cruel to them and treated her like a servant, you know, like Cinderella style. And well, she just took it, and still remained very and she was still very kind. One day when they were older now, the her stepmother told the two sisters that they had to go to the fields and bring her a basket full of shrimp. Um, and whoever brings her the shrimp first will get a very nice and new red bodice. The two sisters went to the fields and started collecting. However, while Tấm was busy and diligently collecting all the shrimps and was done very soon, Cam was very lazy and was running about frolicking on the fields and not doing what was asked of her. So when she saw that there wasn't enough time left, she Cam then went to Tấm and told her: "Chị Tấm ơi chị Tấm, đầu chị lắm, chị hụp cho sâu kẻo về mẹ mắng." Which is basically her saying, "Hey Tấm, your hair's a bit messy. You might want to wash it wash it really clean or mom's gonna yell at you. Of course, Tấm, being the nice and kind woman she is, believed her younger sister and went to wash her hair. While she was washing her hair, however, Cam used that opportunity to switch their baskets, leaving them with barely anything in her own basket, and leaving home getting that bodice like it was Cam's from the start. When Tam was done washing her hair and saw what had happened, she sat there and cried until Boot came. Until Boot came, which is a kind of fairy slash Buddha figure in Vietnam. He's just known as Boot. And well, you can see him on Vietnamese condensed milk. Yeah. So the Boot, the, this is so the Buddha figure asked her, "Why are you crying?" And Tấm told him what happened. So the Buddha um told her that do not be sad. Look in the empty basket. Yeah, the Fae. But the Vietnamese Fae are very benevolent compared to European Fae. um, and the Buddha tells her, um, do not be sad. Look in the basket. You will see a little goby. Bring that goby home and raise it in your well. Whenever you need to call it up to give it food, um, repeat this phrase. Bông. Oh, okay. Bông bông bang bang lên ăn cơm vàng cơm bạc nhà ta, chớ ăn cơm hẩm cháo hoa nhà người. Which is basically, oh Kobe, go up and eat my gold and silver rice. Don't eat those spoiled rice and porridge of theirs. Listening to the Buddha's advice, did what she was told. However, her stepmother soon began to notice and hatched a plan. One day, when Tấm was feeding the fish, the stepmother and Cam looked into, snuck out and observed what she was doing. And what they found was exactly was them feeding the little goby in their well. And so another plan appeared. This one much more brutal. First, the stepmother asked them to give me a sec. Yeah. Asked them to bring their cattle out far outside the village because of some reason I don't remember actually. She asked them to bring the cattle to graze outside of the village, very far away. And when Tấm was gone, she dressed Cam up in Tấm clothes, and Tấm. Wait, no. I'm still so nervous. Anyways, and Cam proceeded to mimic them and called out the Gobi. They then caught the Gobi and ate it. When Cam came back and excitedly, went to feed her little Gobi, well, she recited it 3 times, but all that came up was a pool, a little bit of blood. And, well, let's just say she wasn't too happy about that. And when she asked her family about it, they just straight up told her that, oh, that Gobi, we just slaughtered it and ate it. It was very yummy, you know. And so, Dum once again broke down crying. She cried and cried and cried so much that the Buddha appeared again. The Buddha appeared again and once again asked her, "My child, what is wrong? Why are you crying again?" And Dum recounted to him what had happened. Give me a second. When the Buddha heard what had happened, he told them, "Do not be sad, my child. The bones of the Gobi are still here. Get those bones and bury get those bones and split them in 4. Put each one in a jar and bury them under each leg of your bed." Well, Dum then asked, "Why? Where is her Gobi's remains?" And the Buddha told her to ask the chickens. And so Dum went out to the yard and asked her chickens where her Gobi's remains are. And they told her to feed them more rice. They told her to feed them more rice and then set them free, and in exchange they will tell her where the remains are hidden. And so Dum does, and the chicken pointed her to the hearth, where the remains are hidden behind ashes and coal. And so Dum took the remains and did what was told of her, and that was that's it for the first chapter. Some time goes by, and there was a festival being held at the center of the village, because, well, the king has arrived. Oh, will be arriving. And so everyone was going to go there. And Dum wanted to go there first. Oh, go there too. But she didn't have any fancy clothes to wear. And so she looked and asked Cam if she could borrow some of her clothes. But of course Cam said no. But Dum still wanted to join the festival, so she was going to go anyways. she was going to go anyways. But then her stepmother uh, showed up and told her and makes a basket of barley and a basket of rice and told her to sort the barley from the rice, and she can go when all of them are cleanly sorted out before going with Gam to the festival. And looking at the mess, the mixed barley and rice. Oh wait, no, it's bran. It's bran. Mix up the bran and rice. Oops. the looks at the mixed mess and started to cry again. And once again, the Buddha came and asked, "Why are you crying this time? Why are you crying again?" And she once again told him what happened. And so this time the Buddha told her, "Do not cry, my child. I will send the birds to the I will send the birds to help you. You just need to repeat this for me. Rạch xuống nhặt cho tao, ăn mất hạt nào thì tao đánh chết." Which means, "Oh sparrows, go down and separate these grains for me. Grains of rice for me. Eat a grain and I will beat you to death." Anyways, so the sparrows did what was told of them, and Dumb's job was done. But she still didn't have good clothes to wear. So the Buddha told her to dig up the tiny jars that had the gobies. Had the remains of her gobi. When she did, the first jars contained her clothes, and the second jar was wait no the first jar was a bodice, and the second jar was her coat and skirt and accessories. The third jar contained a miniaturized horse, I think. Yeah, horse. That when she put it outside, became a full-sized horse. And the fourth jar, where, well, the fourth jar, contained a very beautiful pair of slippers. And so she washed up and put on her new clothes. It was all very fancy stuff, and then went on her way to the festival. However, while going to the festival, she had to cross a stream. But when the horse was oh. I keep short circuiting. It'll be better. It'll be better. It will be okay. It will be okay. It will be okay. However, when the horse was crossing the stream, one of her slippers fell in, but she didn't have time because the festival was starting. So she just left one of her slippers there and went to the festival. Later, when the king was crossing the same stream, the elephant he was riding would not cross it, and it was strange to the king. Yeah, the grow it yourself horse. uh, whew. Okay, it was strange to the king because this horse was some was wait no not the horse, this elephant was the same elephant that he would ride to war, and so it was strange that even a small stream like this would make the elephant uh, would make the elephant so nervous, and so he had his servants look through the stream, and finally they saw her beautiful slipper, and he knew that it was the it was divine intervention that he found the slipper. So when he got to the festival finally, the king announced that whoever fits in this slipper will be his wife. And so everyone the analog cat emoji. He he. And so everyone in the village lined up to start trying on the slipper. Of course, when Tấm came and tried it on, it fit like a well, it fit like a like a glove. Why did that? Why was that so hard to say? Anyways, it fit like a glove, and with that, Tấm became the new queen. Of course, her stepmother and her half sister wasn't very happy about that. And so another plan was hatched. When it was time for her father's death anniversary, which is a normal thing in Vietnam, by the way, is basically what it says on the tin. Oh, Tấm came home to visit. Tấm came home to visit, and during that time, she was just the daughter of a deceased man and not the queen of a country. And so when the stepmother asked her to climb a tree and wait and give me a okay, a Reka. And so the stepmother asked them to climb the Areca's tree and gather its fruit for the ceremony. Hmm. And you. Oh, hand shoes. It kind of. Anyways, where was I? I completely lost track again. Yeah, climb the areca tree to get its fruits. No, for the ceremony. And so, ever the dutiful daughter, Tấm did. And when she was at the top of the tree, um, the mother took the axe and started chopping down. Feeling the commotion, Tấm asked her mother what was going on, and the stepmother just said that, "Oh, there are fire ants. Yeah, yeah, fire ants on the tree. I'm just shooting them off for you. Yeah, that's what. And Dum believed it, and so she kept on. Uh, and so she kept on gathering the fruits when suddenly the tree fell and she plummeted into the pond below. Um, no more cat face. Rejoicing after this, I mean, mourning, yeah, after this unfortunate series of events, um, the stepmother brought Gam to the king's place and told the king that since Dum has died, her her sister had come to as a replacement for him, which is again kind of weird, very weird actually, but very normal back then. This isn't even the only story with that. Um, and so the Cam was Cam was now in her sister's place. First it was the bodies, and now it was her husband. Unfortunately, however, Cam's death did not um, last, and from her body, a bird was born. Uh, um, a, Oriole? Yeah, reincarnated into an Oriole and fly straight to the king's palace and would not leave his sight. Well, the king once again found it strange. This bird was strange, and so he asked the bird, "Uh, give me a moment. I forgot. I forgot." Um. What? Yeah. Oh, Oriole, if you are my wife, then enter my sleeve. And of course, the Oriole did so. And from that day on, the king was inseparable to the Oriole, and would make a very and he made a very decorated cage just for her to sit in, and would not leave her side again. They were inseparable, very much so. Cam, seeing this, was rather dismayed because that's her husband, and that bird just took him away from her, her new husband. But she couldn't do anything about that. One day, when Cam was washing the king's clothes, the bird saw it and told her, um, how do I say it? How do I say to? Oh, it gets so much weirder than just a worm. You just wait. How do I convey all the? Basically, with very rude wording, she told Cam to wash it clean, like I did. Of course, you don't know how to wash it clean, and that's how Cam realized that. Oh crap! That's my half sister. That's a bird. And so the next time the king went hunting, she caught the bird and Cam caught the bird and cooked it and ate it. She ate her sister. And then she buried the remains in the gardens where a palm tree, I think. Oh no, peach trees. Peach trees, okay. It grew into a peach tree. Oh yeah, don't mind those hands. They're not sentient, I think. Um, don't worry about technicality. This story is gonna get the cannibalism thing no matter what. Don't you worry about it. Yeah. Okay. So how so when the king returned and saw his beloved wife beloved wife gone, he asked around, and Cam just said, well, I think she flew off for some reason. And so the king was devastated and went to rest on a he doesn't remember a peach tree having sprouted there. And and immediately he realized that, yeah, that is definitely my wife, isn't it? And so he set up a, what's it called again? Give me a moment. Oh, he set up a cot under the shade of the peach tree and light under it every day. Cam, once again, did not like that. And because she knew that was where she buried her sister's remains, she knew that this was still her sister. And so she had her people chopped it down and made it into a loom to When the king furiously asked her about it, Cam just said that I just wanted to make my husband's oh wait, I just wanted to make new clothes for my husband. And so he reluctantly forgave her. Wait, did I? Oh, it was not. That was not the end for them, though. Oh no! Well, one day while weaving the clothes, she hears them again. And in her voice, the loom said, "Cót ca cót két, lấy tranh chồng chị khoét mất ra." Which is basically, crickety crick. First you stole my husband. Wait, no. Crickety crick, you stole my husband. Now I will hack your eyes out. And being scared by that threat, she had the loom burnt and dumps the ashes far away from the castle, from the palace. Uh, this still wasn't the end, though. And the tree that grew from it was a golden apple tree. Like, literally, it's called a golden apple tree. Um, um, one day, an old lady, an old childless old lady, went by and saw the golden apple tree and noticed a very big and very fragrant fruit on its branches. And so the old woman says, "Thị ơi, thị dục bị bà đề bà ngửi chứ bà không ăn." Which is, "Oh, golden apple, fall into my basket. Your scent I'll smell, eat you I'll not." The fruit, hearing that, fell into her basket, and she brought it home. The fruit did not. Uh, no matter how long it's late, the fruit did not spoil. But there was something even stranger that the old woman noticed. Every time she went out of the house, she would return to a cleaned house and a ready meal. And so one day, she pretended to leave the house, only to circle back, and there she saw, from the golden apple, a beautiful woman um, emerged from the apple and started to clean her house for her, for the kind lady. Seeing that, the old woman ran inside and threw the apple away and hugged them, adopting her right then and there. From then on, the mother and child worked at a woman's little tea shop, where them would make little betel leaves dishes for the old woman's guests. Some time later, the king, on another trip, went stopped by the old lady's house. The old lady's shop, where she offered him her tea and also her daughter's very beautiful looking, very familiar looking betel leaf dish. And the husband, immediately suspicious, asked her who made it. When he got to meet the maker of that dish, he immediately recognized his wife, and so finally she was reunited with her Prince Charming, let's say. Oh, but it's not done yet, though. When the true queen returned to her rightful place, Cam, very much so, realized that she is in trouble. And so, to act like nothing was wrong and maybe butter her up, the Cam asked her, "Oh, sister, I noticed that you became so beautiful while you were gone. May I ask, how you did it?" And Tấm smiled and said, "Oh, I'll show you." So Tấm told Cám to get ready for the bath, and so Cám did. And when she was in her bathtub, Tấm had her servants pour a boiling pot of fish sauce into her tub, boiling her sister alive. Yeah, boiling her sister alive. And then she used her sister's body and made a very delicious braised meat dish, which she sent to her stepmother, saying that even though there had been so much malice between us, I forgive you. Here, have this meat dish as a. She was cooked. Yeah. Oh, she was cooked from the start. Here, have this meat dish as a sign of my goodwill. Don't worry about your daughter. We're having a girls' night. We were having a girls' night and she hasn't woken up yet. So, not suspecting a bit. Not suspecting it one bit. The mother dug in, and boy did she enjoy her meal until, well, there's two versions actually. In one version, she ate until she saw the skull of her daughter in the pot and died from shock. And the other version, she ate until there was no crumbs left. And only then did a crow that sat by the window tell her, "Ha! You just ate your daughter! Serves you right!" And she died from that shock instead. So yeah, that was my childhood, by the way. The story that, well, I completely forgot. There we go. Yeah, I hate bones in stew. It makes the experience very for me. When I was too small to for this, my parents tried to borderize the story by telling me that the sister and mother was banished, and when they were out of the kingdom, they just got struck by lightning. But I like this better. Now, if you want crunchy stew, I'd say use cartilage instead. That's much better, I think, in my opinion, at least. Yeah, so that's basically my childhood. Yeah. Yeah. So let me just see something real quickly. Now that I'm thinking a bit. We we have Tấm Cám, the stepmother, Tấm Cám, the stepmother, the king, the old woman, and her parents. Yeah, the death count is larger than the character count. I mean, I guess you can give the girl be a character. Oh, wait. No, yeah, the Gobi and the Buddha. And then the count is is balanced. But still, that's a lot of death for one fairy tale that's not even worse than ours. Yeah, this is my favorite fairy tale. And there's even let's see. I believe there's a song based on it. Yeah, that one. Let me see if I can remember the let me see if I can remember the name of it, because it's genuinely a pretty good song. Hey, I'm simply counting I'm simply counting the named character deaths, you know? Yeah, post-apocalypse are like that. Let me see if this is. I do not need your hair products. Or your sausages. Oh my goodness. Blah blah blah. Okay. Yep, this is the one. This is the song inspired by. Yeah, this is the song inspired by the story. It kind of reminds me of Bling Bang Bang Born whenever I see it. Even though this song predates Bling Bang Bang Born by almost 10 years. It's very fun, and I still hear it every now and then. Yep, I knew it. There's the Bling Bang Bang Born mixed in. Bang, 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 bang. Yeah. There's so many bong bong bang bang versions. Even Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Ooh. Bing bang bang, bing bang bang bong. Yeah. Let's see. Anything. So, do you guys have any thoughts on the story? Before I end the stream, I just wanted to ask what you thought about the story. I have no idea what the moral is. The only thing I can think of is don't be don't be abusive to your kids. But this is Vietnam I'm talking about, so that's not likely. You know, I remember there was a literature class about this, and there was supposed to be a moral, but I don't remember. It wasn't even about kindness anymore. Because in the end, well, you know. Hmm. Man. Yeah. They say my hunger is a problem. They tell me to keep my appetite. They say oh my goodness, that's why I like that song so much. Because it reminds me of my childhood. Why? Why? Yeah. Boneless stew for the win. Heck yeah. Hmm. Oh, yeah, true. Don't abuse animals. Huh, I would not have. Hmm. My favorite, well, my favorite moral is probably if you're done being nice, then it's okay. Just go ape on them. Karma wouldn't mind. Huh, elfin lead, huh? Oh, right, that scene. Oh, right. Yeah, it does, huh? Man. I think that the characters in the story would have preferred the elfin lead. Elfin would have preferred the elfin lead method. You know, at least that was yeah, at least that was quicker. One I still remembered one time in the chat room. Well, my friends and I were comparing different versions of Cinderella, and they were so sure that the versions where the stepsisters get their eyes picked out by birds and their feet, feet and their feet cut tools fit in the slipper was the most brutal one. And then I told them about um their story, and they were like, Nam wins. Nam wins. Yeah, she would. And she'd be right to do it. I don't. Yeah. Wait. Is this story basically. Is this story basically Cinderella and Elfen Lied in a nutshell? I mean, it's probably not, but you know. Yeah, she did nothing wrong. The main character, though. I do not like that guy. I kind of hate him actually. At least from what I've seen in the anime. I do not like him at all. Yikes. Lucy, you can do better, girl. You deserve better. Why? Oh, my cat is here. She's teasing me. Ah! Ah! You are very sharp there. Hmm. Yeah. And if I remember correctly, it was oh. Yes, she's a very good cat. She's been sleeping right next to me the entire stream, actually. Mm. Oh my god! Yeah, Lucy deserves better than that guy. If I remember correctly, he kissed his cousin. He did that after he already confessed to Lucy. So, yeah, yeah, I hate that guy. When stuff like that happen, I wonder what it looks like on the from the outside. Incest is disturbingly common in Japanese media, I've noticed. It has that going that in Japanese media and Greek mythology. And I guess most mythologies. Creation myths tend to be not directly, if it's not directly incest coded, it's implied incest. Hmm. Speaking of Vietnamese creation myth. Now, this one I don't remember the first part as clearly, and I'm not gonna recount the entire story here. That's for next week. But, hmm. Well, basically, it's one of the weirder births in mythology, I think. Hmm. Yeah, I'd say one of the weirder ones. With the, if I had to summarize it, it would be when the fairy and the dragon love each other very, very much for about a few years, and then, oh, Happy Sugar Life. I've seen part of it, but at some point I just dropped out of it. Couldn't handle it, I guess. Or just got bored. Hmm. Yeah, spoiler alert for the Vietnamese creation myth. It's also one of the most wholesome divorces out there. Very, very wholesome, actually. Yeah, it reminds me of that one. The naming convention reminds me of that one show. What was it? Happy Tree Friends, I think. Yeah, probably. Man, there's so many stories I want to tell. Vietnamese mythology in general. There's a there's a golden turtle that's basically a weapon stealer. Let's see. There's a talking coconut head. There's um oh yeah, a giant baby, I think. Well, a giant 3-year-old. I don't know if that's a baby or not. Let's see. Basically, a lot of weird things. Uh, and that's probably also why I'm the way I am. Yeah. Vietnamese mythology. Oh, right. There's one there's one mythology that I absolutely adore because it almost has like a fandom around it, you could say. All I'll say now for that story is that the two main guys in the story, uh, my classmates would tell each other that, yeah, they're definitely gay for each other. And, but, oh my goodness. Yeah, it, that, that particular story might be why I like the opposites attract and enemies to lovers story so much. I'm realizing. Yeah, I noticed that. I got to like episode 3 and I already knew that. No, no one's normal here. Hmm. Speaking of beans, that actually reminds me of a very Jack and the Beanstalk adjacent story. Uh, I don't clearly remember that one though. At least not as clearly as most stories that I just mentioned. Ooh. Man, now that I think of it, that enemies to lovers story is also a very convincing love triangle. If you wanted to look at it that way. Oh wow, that explains a lot. Ah, screw it. Next time I'm gonna use that story instead. Yeah. Oh, I love that story. I can't wait to tell you about it. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it for today. It's been fun. It's very scuffed, but I love it. This is by far one of my best ideas. I think. what? What is it with blonde boys and being you know what? Anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. Thank you for watching, and hopefully we'll see each other in the future. Goodbye!